You know, I've coached enough people to have a pretty good understanding of how people can come back from wherever they are. I've done that enough to have a pretty good understanding of the difference and the different ways that we've destroyed ourselves and come back. It's all possible. But one of the hardest questions I get from the people that I coach, especially lately, when do you know that you're ready for another relationship? And it's such a complicated question. Honestly, I don't know if anybody has a perfect answer for that. I know I didn't. I really don't know. But healing isn't a calendar. It's not 6 months or a date or a year. It's not some magic timeline. Some people are emotionally ready pretty quick, and it's shocking. Some people take years. Some people never really get healed because the childhood drama is so hard, or they really just never face the problems. And I think that's a real conversation that they just don't want me to have with them. But I'll tell you this, if you don't start working on yourself, you're never going to get there. That's just a fact. You're not going to be ready for a healthy relationship or any relationship ever. You may enter several relationships like I did, dozens, but you're not going to be ready for the one. And there's a difference. I think a lot of people confuse loneliness with readiness. We're Gen X. Let's call it what it is. You get horny, but a relationship is totally different. You miss having someone holding them. You miss the routine. You miss the talks, the dinners, taking walks. You miss feeling wanted or needed. But missing someone is not the same as being emotionally healthy enough to build something real. It just isn't. Because if you don't fix your shit, you're going to continue to carry all that damage into the next relationship, and it really has very little chance of working out. Your anger stays, the bitterness stays, the jealousy, if you're that kind of a person, the drinking, the avoidance, the lack of communication, which kills the relationships, the unresolved trauma. You pack all that up in the suitcase, and you're carrying that suitcase, comes right with you into the next person's life. And then you wonder, I can't believe I'm having the same issues. Listen, I'm not saying you got to become perfect. No one is. But I do think there's a moment when you start noticing when you change. You start becoming calmer. You're more honest with yourself, more accountable. Stop blaming everybody else. You stop needing constant validation. You stop chasing. Stop embracing chaos. You stop using a relationship to fill holes inside of your head, heart, and body. And maybe most importantly, you finally become okay with being alone. Whew, that's huge. Because desperate, lonely people usually accept bullshit in terrible relationships. Healthy people have standards and go, I'm good. I think one of the signs that you're becoming ready again is when you just stop looking for somebody to save you. I know it's a cliche, but it's true. And you start looking for somebody to build with. It's completely different. That is maturity. I think some people miss incredible relationships. I know I did. Because deep down, they just believe, honestly, they don't deserve it. That's real too. That's a real valid point. If so, you're a disaster. Maybe your finances are fucked up. Your drinking is out of control. Your anger is always there, controlling you. your life is unstable. It becomes hard to even accept anything close to healthy love when it shows up, because healthy relationships require stability, complete honesty, emotional control, trust, and accountability. I think that's why working on yourself really matters before you do the relationship. Not because it guarantees you anything even close to love, but it prepares you to rationally think, accept real love when it appears. And I'll be honest, I think that's part of what happened to me. I had to stop chasing. I had a YouTube channel and I had plenty of opportunities, but I had to stop forcing, stop blaming, stop spiraling, stop drinking. I had to get healthy mentally, emotionally, physically with my alcoholism. Somewhere along the line, after I worked long enough, I stopped. I didn't want to be rescued anymore. That's when everything started to change just a little, poco a poco. Just a little. I'm not sure when you're going to become ready or if you're ever going to be ready for a relationship. But I know this from working with plenty of people and myself: if you refuse to even work on yourself, you ain't ever going to be ready for the kind of relationship that you deserve. If you're starting over like me, hit the subscribe button, type I'm in so I know you're in if you're doing this too. If you feel like you could use a little help from somebody who could hold you accountable, my contact information is in the bio. Appreciate you guys watching this. I'll see y'all tomorrow.